6G is coming in 2030. That's the public launch. But testing began years ago in controlled zones across Virginia, Osaka, and EU smart grids. And here's what they won't tell you. 6G doesn't connect your phone. It connects you. In 2023, DARPA and ATIS ran a closed pilot across federal buildings in Northern Virginia. The tech? 6G presence nodes, powered by terahertz bands that don't just transfer data. They mirror you. Each user's gait, tone, even heart rhythm became part of the signal loop. The system adjusted light, sound, even push notifications based on real-time biometric drift. It's called adaptive ambient sync, and it's not theory. In the Arlington test zone, over 200 participants unknowingly entered what the internal logs labeled a behavioral sync cluster. Result? 68% changed walking pace within 90 seconds. 52% began mirroring posture. Average voice pitch dropped 12 hertz across the zone without prompt or audio cue. This isn't cellular, it's presence modulation, backed by Samsung's 6G white paper, verified in Hexa-X testbeds, and buried in Appendix 9 of the Defense Communications Futures Report, black-barred until last quarter.
Deep trench. And after we did what they wanted, they brought a group of Jews and threw them into the trench. And the Germans ordered us to bury them alive. We firmly, these are the Russian prisoners, we firmly rejected this disgusting act. The Germans ordered us to take the Jews out from the trench, and they threw us into the trench instead of the Jews. And they ordered the Jews to bury us alive. We were shocked when the Jews began to bury us without hesitation. The Jews almost covered us when the Germans stopped them and pulled us out. And we were surprised by the German commander who shouted at us, "We wanted to show you, to prove to you who the Jews are. They are ungrateful, merciless, and without love."
After thousands of people complained something was new, something was wrong, the Centers for Disease Control now says it will launch an investigation into a strange new skin condition, no known causes.
This morning in Health Watch, Morgellons, a mystery illness that can make people feel like their skin's crawling.
It is a mystery straight out of the X-Files, but those who suffer from it will tell you it's painfully real.
Imagine feeling like your skin is literally crawling, that you're tormented at all hours. You can't even think straight. The condition is driving you.
People around the world are developing lesions on their skin that ooze and produce fibers. This is known as Morgellons syndrome. Tissue samples cultured from ordinary people without this ailment contain and grow the very same fibers. When these fibers are cultured, they produce colonies of filaments. You can see the extension filaments. And these colonies continue to grow and reproduce, branching out into more filaments and more colonies. The filament cultures can be grown from saliva samples, tissue from the skin, mucus, urine, blood, from animals and people, regardless of the presence of the Morgellons condition. So where do these fibers or filaments come from? Airborne environmental samples that were collected by Clifford Carnicom in 2000, the year 2000, gathered at high altitude on a mountain in New Mexico, showed the presence of those fibers, whose structure matches exactly the tubular filaments showing up in our blood, tissues, and skin. Additionally, the samples collected by Mr. Carnicom showed what he calls, and was called in biology, desiccated erythrocytes. This is a multisyllabic term, but it means dried red blood cells. So, why are dried red blood cells in the air?
Okay. The next thing that you can find in environmental monitoring are Morgellons. Yeah. If you look at the things the vaccination is containing, starting with mercury, this is pure poison. Starting with chelates that pull out copper from your body, you start realizing that there's a plan behind it. And if you look at this, you can find all the things connected to the Morgellons disease. You find like large area self-assembled plasmonic photonic crystals. If you go into this publication, you find these hexagonal forms. And if you look for the function, actually this is a thing that is collecting a radio signal and turning the radio frequency into DNA-readable light impulses within the body. So this is the reading unit. If you look down there, you have photonic crystal fibers. If you look what they do, it's normally they talk about carbon nanotubes filled with these colors, with these quantum dot chemistry. And the function is to collect light processed by the DNA and turn it into a readable signal. Exactly what Cara St. Louis described in her novel. Now there are a few more aspects of this Morgellon disease that are a little bit strange. Morgellon victims have this sensation of insects crawling through their body. It's sometimes the disease is called delusional parasitosis. And the doctors say this is pure madness, and normally what they give is psychopharmaca. I guess to get the people quiet.
I did feel it crawling through, like it was trying to get out of my body after that. It was crawling. I would see my skin would move. It would move everywhere I had where it come down to my mouth. It was trying to get out of my body. I would even see it sometimes go right across my eye, some of it. It was trying to get out of my body after that, and it wasn't getting the energy from me, so it was dying. Okay, so I do believe that's somewhat nanotech, and that it lives off of the body's energy, bioelectric energy.
Okay, we're going to do the grape juice test here. It's like a wine test. You can use wine also, red wine. And it's the Morgellon test, Morgellons. And we got rubbing alcohol here. We're going to use that too. So when my mom here spits this grape juice on this plate here, you're going to see a lot of little creatures wiggling around in there. Okay, so go ahead. We're going to do this. Fun stuff, I'm telling you. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes and we'll see what we get. Get ready to spit it on that plate there. Go ahead. Oh, that's attractive. Oh, nice. Oh my God, look at that crap. And that's not in the grape juice, by the way. We already did that test. This stuff is fibers and whatnot. Okay, go ahead. We're going to pour some little bit of rubbing alcohol. It's going to bring these things to screaming. Now you can really see them.
Yeah, I know you can see them.
No. Oh yeah, that's so funny. It's like in the Twilight Zone as usual.
A whole string of them.
Oh God, this is even worse. We did it the first time and it was bad, but this is even worse.
Yeah, you can see what it does. What you have inside of you.
We all have this,
mouth.
folks, so the spraying is happening. It's over our heads today, as usual.
Each of them has a life expectancy of up to 100 years in the environment. They need no battery or power source externally because they are powered by the electromagnetic radiation in the air that we breathe.
I'm going to tape this time. And so this is what we did before. This is what this is. This is the wine spit test where you rinse your mouth out and then you take grape juice and you hold it in your mouth and you spit it out into a petri dish. Well, what we did is we used the zeolite, the zeoforce. This stuff says it cages this stuff, this stuff that's in these chemtrails, it's in our bodies. Okay, so then now Chris is just going to pour in a little bit of that little tiny bit of the 91% alcohol. Watch, the stuff is alive. Watch what happens. Pour some in, just a little. Watch. Look. Look what it does.
Now you can film it up close.
Oh yeah.
That's totally freaking.
Is that freaking freaky? This is in every single one of us. This is spookier and weirder than I even want to go there.
If you look at those particles, this is how they look like under the microscope. The particle form is called a whisker. It looks like a star, and it has this special ability to attract electrons and to hold them. So this is the function of these particulate plasma in the military domain. The barium-strontium titanate can be activated to spit out electrons, and the aluminum oxide is carrying them for a long time. And this is attracting other flies to get infected with this fungus. So this is something this family loves to do. Now, I would expect this family, if it attacks humans, to extract human DNA and to form fruiting bodies in the form of a human embryo, because this is within the biology of this fungus family. But it is bringing in red stem cells. And the morphogenesis of the fruiting body is pretty close to a human embryo. But there are certain differences and there are certain properties of this form that are not human. And especially one thing is these embryo-shaped things. They don't have legs, but they morphogenesis of the mushroom. Pseudomorphic. And other things you find, now it's getting fringe, it's really getting fringe, is fragments of insect skin being extracted from a Morgellon victim. So something makes these, something from this disease is making insect parts or insects grow within the human body. Did I say co-opted insects when we had this NASA paper? We're getting there. To understand what this is all about, at first sight this is a disease that should be cured. We worked on finding a remedy to cure Morgellons disease. It's easy. You don't even need to fight the Morgellons. You just need to re-establish a healthy environment within the human body. Take out the acids, take out the heavy metals, cure the function of the liver, that is irritated by mercury and that is irritated by a disturbed candida environment. This is due to antibiotics. So this goes in the medical domain, this goes back to vaccinations, to antibiotics, which is completely disturbing our system. And at the end of the line, the Morgellon is kind of trying to save us from all the poisons that are within us. Save us from the acids, save us from the heavy metals by containing them. This is why the body allows them to grow. So this is actually not a disease that is infecting us with bad intentions. Everybody's infected, but the one who has too much heavy metals in the system will show symptoms because he will allow these fungus to replicate and suck in all these heavy metals.
Interview before. before, and I feel honored that she's here. Her name is Julian McKinney. She had an extensive career in the U.S. Army as an Area Intelligence Case Officer until 1990. Upon her return to civilian life, Julian became a member of the Association of